Hi students, today we are going to learn how to execute single row functions. For this, let's consider one table. Here I have taken table employees. Let's check what is the data over here. So you can see employee ID, employee name, salary and department ID. So one employee is there, King. He is not belong to any department. So just consider this data to execute other functions. So let's start with our case conversion functions. So I have already taken some examples over here. Just execute those examples or statements. So here I have applied lower function, upper function and init cap function on an employee name. So let's discuss or let's see the output of this statement. So you can see the output. In a lower function, the employee name get converted into lowercase, whereas in an upper function, you can see all the letters of employee name are converted into capital letter or a capital case, or in an init cap, the first letter of every employee name is in a capital case, whereas other characters are in a small case. So this is how we can apply these functions on character column of any table. So next is about character manipulation functions. So here we are going to display employee name as it is. I'm going to concat employee ID with an employee name. So the function is concat function and the input is employee ID and employee name. One more function is there, that is substring function, or you can also say substr function, where employee name and the next argument is 1 and the next argument is 3. That means I want substring of an employee name which will start with a 1, index 1 and ends with index 3. So first 3 letters from employee name. Then I'm going to calculate length of every employee name, as well as here an instr function or in string function. I want to search the first appearance of small a in an employee name. So this length and instr function will return this digit value or any number value. So length will provide the number of characters, whereas instr will give us the first appearance of letter A in an employee name, whether it is present. So see the output here. We are going to display employee name as it is, original employee name. In a second column, you can see this 100 is an employee ID and the employee name is a King. So 100 and Kings are together because of a concat function in this particular column. And substring function, you can see every employee name is having 1, 2, 3, only 3 letters, first 3 letters, because of the second argument is 1 and the third argument is 3. So the index is 1 and the last index for the substring is 3. So the King is now Kia and Steve is now STE. The next is a length function. So for the first employee name, the length is 4, King 1, 2, 3, 4 letters, whereas Steve has 5 letters. So length function gives us a number value as an output. In instr, we are looking for a small a. So this capital A is only for the column heading purpose, but in original query, we are looking for a small a. So in a King, no small a letter is there, so we are getting output as a 0. But in a mark, it is on the second position or on a second index. So we are getting output as a 2. So this is how this character conversion functions are work in SQL. The next is other character functions or other character manipulation functions are there. So let's discuss about that. Here I am going to use LPAD and RPAD function on a salary column, as well as I want to display employee name as it is, and in an employee name wherever capital K is there, I want to replace this capital K with a letter S, and I want to trim letter S from employee name. So I have applied those functions on an employee name and a salary column. So you can see the output for the first LPAD. You can see the total value or total length of this output is a 10, and because of it is a LPAD, so asterisk sign get filled from the left side for the remaining spaces, because the original salary value is this 9,000,000. So this is the original salary value. Same with the RPAD, you can see this asterisk sign get padded with from right side. The employee name is King in this particular column. Whenever K is there, that K gets replaced because of the replace function. So King is now Singh. Okay, and the next one is a trim function. Whenever capital S is present, I want to remove that capital S from EMP name. So here in a Steve, capital S is present, so the result is Steve. Again Steve is present, the result is Steve, and for the Stella, the result is Stella. So this is how we can apply this character manipulation function on any data or on any column of the table. Single row functions can be nested. So let's take one example of this. Here I want to concatenate employee ID with employee name, but I want one space in between employee ID and employee name. So I have to write query like concat employee ID. First you concat this space with employee ID, and the result of this concat function get concatenate or get linked with employee name. So to combine the result of this concat function and employee name, we have to write another concat function like this. So here we have to use two concat functions. One is to concat space, and second is to concat employee name. So if we execute this particular query, we will get result like this. You can see the space between employee ID and employee name. Here let's discuss about round, truncate and mod function. So for the round function, the input is 89.59, 1. The specified decimal is 1. Whereas for the truncate function, the same input is there. So you can see the output. This 89.59 get converted into 89.6 because the decimal specified number is 1. So here the 9 value is greater than 5, that's why that 5 get converted into 6. Whereas truncate doesn't care about that. The input is 89.59 and the specified decimal number is 1. It means it will keep that 5 as it is and it doesn't care about the remaining values. The mod function is a function which gives remainder of the division operation. So you can see the input is 12,500 and the divisor is 500. So we are getting 0 as a mod value or as a remainder. So this is how this round, truncate and mod function works. Now let's discuss about date function. What sysdate is. If I execute this sysdate, so I am getting output like 16 August 20. This 20 is nothing but the system date is 16 August 2020. So here we can apply some functions on the sysdate. So if I want to calculate months between sysdate and one specified date like 14 June 2020, or I can also add months in a sysdate like sysdate and we have to provide only number. Then we can also find out date of the next coming day. So here sysdate is one input and I am giving second output as a Wednesday. And I can also find out last day by providing any specified day or sysdate. So let's see what will be the output of this particular statement. So you can see the months between the sysdate and 14 July is 2.0991 all other decimal numbers. So this is nothing but the calculation or remaining seconds, fraction of seconds which we cannot convert into months. Whereas in add months you can see sysdate plus 2 months. So we will be getting 16 October 2020. The next date on Wednesday is 19 August 2020 and the last day of this particular month is 31st August 20. We can also apply round and truncate function on the date input or date data type. So let's discuss about this. So here whenever we want to apply this round function or truncate function by year or by month, we have to enclose this year or month in a single quotation mark. So here you can see the output for sysdate 16 August 2020. If we apply round function by month, we are getting 1st September 2020. If we round up this particular sysdate by year, we are getting 1st day of next year, that is 1st Jan 2021. If we truncate this sysdate by month, so we are getting output like 1st August 2020. And if we apply truncate function on sysdate or today's date, that is 16 August 2020 by year, so we are getting 1st Jan 2020. So this is how we can apply this months between, add months, next day, last day, or truncate or round function on a date. So this dual is nothing but a dummy table which is used for calculation purpose. So this is about single row functions on any data or any column value of a table.